everyone, this is just from Stay at Home Adventures. I decided to make a video after receiving a few emails and messages about using a monthly calendar and how I use it. So instead of emailing back, I decided to create a video. Before I continue, I just want to apologize because I have a toddler in here. He's getting ready to go to school, so I decided to hop real quick and make this. So if you see it like stopping and going, it's because I'm stopping the video to take care of him, or because the bus is coming and I have to put him in the bus. So before we begin, I continue. I'm going to show you how to use a calendar. And if you received the freebies from September and October and November, there's always a calendar, and this is to help you plan your month. You can also use this to budget your paycheck or budget your month, and I will get into that in a few. If you do have any questions, please send me a message. I do not bite. I'm a real person. And if you would like to purchase this, it's $1, I believe. And if not, just subscribe to our newsletter so you can get it for free. Anyway, back to the calendar. So this is a calendar that I use, and you can use it with the budget binder that we have available. And what you do is, it has a date, it has a little cute thing, how much money you save. This is actually a calendar themed for savings. But you can use any calendar. I'm not saying you need to buy this calendar or you need this one. It's going to show you what you can do with any calendar, any monthly calendar. So you fill out your entire month. This is just an example, and I will get into more details in a few. And as you can see, this has all the months. And it has a thermometer so you can track your goals, and an example how to use the monthly bill trackers. So what you do here is, if you have our binder, here you can put the goal that you want to set for yourself. You can use it to write small notes like paycheck, or how you're going to budget the paycheck, and I will get into that in a few. But seeing how your month it's planned, you can actually see when you're budgeting, you're starting your budget, how much you're going to spend, what event is going to happen, birthdays, appointments, things that are going to affect your budget for that month. So this is why you need to look at a calendar and get a picture before you budget for the month. With our budget binder, I use the large expense, and if you have our budget binder, the first set of sheets is actually like a yearly focus sheet that makes you focus on your expenses, your income, your goals. It kind of gives you an idea of how to plan the year. So if you want to focus on debt, it gives you a perspective on how much you owe and what you need to do. So when I am going to start the month, I fill this out and I go back and see, okay, in January I need to buy a big purchase like a refrigerator. So I will write this down, and then using the sheet, I will write down the top. Okay, I'm gonna mental note. I'm gonna write, I need to invest on, don't forget that we're gonna purchase the refrigerator and so on. Going back, you can also write the date. You can use the calendar because this comes with a binder, 2020, and you can start circling your paychecks. And again, you can come back here and you can use this space right here to write down, and then go from there. When it comes to how I use it, how I use the calendar is this is just an example. If you want this blank sheet of paper, I will actually, this printable, I will send it to you. I will give you a link and you can download it for free. I will get a blank calendar, something like this. I will write the month. And then using the monthly expense sheet that's in the binder, I will write down all the monthly expenses here. And this is just an example. I do not know what your expenses are. This is just an example. And you will write down the date that each monthly bill is due. and the bill name and how the payment and the balance if you have a balance. Next, you're going to fill out like the paychecks, and then you're going to run paycheck 1, 2, 3. If you get paid weekly, you can do the same. If you, it's up to you. You know when you get paid, when your paycheck day is, so just fill that out first. Then you're going to add this right here are your monthly bills. It says I suggest that you always automate your monthly bills. It's easy to do. It's something that it just, you set it and you kind of, I'm not gonna say forget it because you're gonna miss that money when it's gone, but it's, those are the bills that are automatically withdrawn from your account. And if you're gonna write your grocery, after you write your budget, you're gonna write down how much you're gonna spend on your expenses, such as groceries, gas, phone, household, personal care. And then you're going to total it out. Next, you're going to write, once you have everything filled out on the monthly expense sheet, you're going to write the date they're due and the amount. So you're going to write this right here. And this is the way that I do it. You don't have to do it this way. It's just an example. So on the freebie that I gave you for October and November, in the first sheet, this is what you need to do if it's going to help you keep track of your budget and your finances, and just to give you an overview of the month. One thing that I do that you don't have to do is I continue to write everything. So it'll be the 29th, you know, and just keep going. I just don't stop, and I will tell you why. So in January, as the paycheck right here, paycheck 1, since I wrote every single bill that I have here, I am going, with this paycheck, I am going to pay this bill, this bill, and this bill. On the second paycheck on the 17th, I'm going to pay this bills right here, and I'm going to highlight it because highlighting it makes it more, it's easy to track. It's easy for everyone. So your partner, your husband can, you know, can look at it and say, okay, this is paycheck number 2. This is what I'm going to pay, right? And you already know that if they're automated, those bills, that when that check hits your bank, you already had that money for the gas bill, the internet, Hulu, and the car insurance. And again, this is just an example. I do not know your bills. I don't know your expenses. So then check number 3, as you can see, it's not paying anything this month. It's paying what's going to happen this month. This is why I continue to write 1 to February here. So the mortgage, it's not being paid with any of this check. It should have been paid with the previous check from December. You see what I did there? So this is how we use it and how we've been doing it for so long. And once this is, if you're starting, this is the best way to start. Once you get the hang of it, it becomes so easy. Like you automatically know, hubby and I already know that this check's for this. So it just continues and continues. And then honestly, as you continue to do this, your account balance will grow too. So then that way, you won't stop living paycheck to paycheck in a way, but it's just the beginning. This is just the beginning on how you can start. So as you can see, with paycheck number 3, even though it ended up in January, it's not going to pay January. It's not going to pay it. It's going to continue to pay what's February bills. So with the income for paycheck 1, like if you notice here, paycheck 1 was $1,290. There is a sheet when you go to our budget binder. There is a sheet, a budget sheet, right? Monthly budget sheet, and it's kind of similar to that. So you will write down, the paycheck, and then when you budget paycheck, let me see. The paycheck budgeting, you write down paycheck 1 or the date or the name if you name the check, like if it's Zach's check or Jose's check, and the income, which I will write the name of, again, I normally write like my husband's name or my name if it's my check, but we budget it, and then the actual at the end of the paycheck cycle. And then looking at this, I know that paycheck 1 is going to pay this bills right here. So I'm going to go down to this. When you make the budget for the paycheck, you're going to write down that you're going to pay this amount right here. And this is just an example. I'm just trying to help you out, figure out, especially for those that have never budgeted before and are struggling, have questions. This is what I'm doing this. Now here I see that I have, this is how much money I have to pay on bills, but I still have money left over. So maybe I can use that money that's left over and pay half of the mortgage, maybe $425. So that's something to think about. Because you might say, okay, so maybe paycheck number 3, I will pay the mortgage. But why would you do that when you have money left over for a bill? And then also you have to calculate if you're going to pay if you want to take a certain amount of funds for grocery, gas, fund, house, and personal care. So again, this is the sheet that we use ourselves, and it's also available in the budget binder. And then you will add this here, and you will add this here, and then you will fill it out if you want. I tend to budget the whole entire paycheck to 0. That's just my preference. That's what we do. And we also, I need to have it here, but you can have a savings. Like if you want to take $50 from that paycheck into savings and just keep going. So as you can see, using this method and using the calendar to help you budget a paycheck, it's so easy and it works better, especially if you're starting to budget and don't quite grasp it. Because believe me, I did not create a budget until my late 20s. I have no idea about budgeting. I have no idea about money. And let me just say that the first time I did it, I completely sucked. I did not have it right. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out why others were successful at budgeting and I could not stay on my budget. So doing it like this helped me out. And then I was able to start living paycheck to paycheck. So I really hope that with the freebies that you get from me to help you each month, that it's helping you out with your budget and your financial goals. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can hit me on Instagram. You can actually reply back when I send the emails. I do reply back. I like getting emails from people. And also, if you would like to purchase any of this merchandise, any of these products, merchandise products, please, I will leave the link below. You can always send me an email too, and I will respond. Have a good day.